Good morning, children. So, in the previous class, we have discussed about the preparation for the public examination and how you have to face the public examination, how your answers should be, and how time management should be done, everything. And now we shall start a revision. That is, we shall deal with the frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions, chapter by chapter, topic by topic. So first let us take the topic, that is nutrition. So usually what are the questions that are going to be asked in the chapter nutrition, and then we shall deal with the questions that are asked in the textbook. So these are all the general questions which are asked. First one. So what are the different types of nutrition in living organisms? So different type of nutrition: autotrophic type of nutrition, heterotrophic type of nutrition, saprophytic type of nutrition, parasitic type of nutrition. So what is autotrophic nutrition? Autotrophic nutrition means it is the type of nutrition where the organisms synthesize their own food material by using inorganic substances. That means they depend on abiotic factors, inorganic substances, and synthesize their food material. That is autotrophic nutrition. Example: green plants, blue-green algae, photosynthetic bacteria, etc. And heterotrophic type of nutrition, it is also called as a holozoic type of nutrition. So in this type of nutrition, the organisms cannot synthesize their own food, but they depend on plants directly or indirectly. The type of nutrition is called as a heterotrophic type of nutrition. It includes herbivores, which depend directly on plants, like a cow, sheep, rabbit, etc. And carnivorous type. Carnivorous means the organisms. Carnivorous type of nutrition means the organisms which depend on other organisms, other animals for their food, which depend on plants. That means carnivorous animals are indirectly depending on the plants. And saprophytic type of nutrition means the organisms which depend on dead parts of plants and animals. They decompose them and get their food, and they are called saprophytic. That type of nutrition is called saprophytic type of nutrition: bacteria, fungi, etc. Okay. And parasitic type of nutrition means the organisms live on the body of the organism or inside the body of the organism. They get their food and shelter from the host. Such a type of nutrition is called a parasitic type of nutrition. Like so the organisms depend on the body of the host. It's called as a parasitic. External parasites. External parasites means leech, which sucks blood from the animals, lice, which live in the hair of the organisms, ticks, which live in the fur of the organisms. That is called, that is external type of parasites. And internal parasites means they live inside the body of the host. They get their food and shelter from the host. That is tapeworms, roundworms, etc. So these are the different types of nutrition. So for each type of nutrition, you have to give example. Autotrophic nutrition: green plants, photosynthetic bacteria, blue-green algae, etc. Heterotrophic type of nutrition means you have to give the example of bacteria, fungi, etc. And heterotrophic type of nutrition means you have to give herbivores. Herbivores, that is cow, sheep. Carnivores means lion, tiger, etc. Saprophytic type of nutrition means you have to give the examples of bacteria, fungi, etc. Parasitic means external type of parasites, internal parasites. So some plants are also act as external parasites. That is, one example is cuscuta. Cuscuta is the plant. Though it is a plant, it lives parasitic. It lives like a parasite on other plants. So that is a parasitic type of nutrition. Different types of nutrition. And the next, how in plants gaseous exchange and transpiration takes place. Gaseous exchange means during the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is given out. And during the process of respiration, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. And transpiration is the process through which water escapes in the form of vapor. Through how it means there are small openings are present in the leaves in the lower epidermis. So they are called as stomata. Through stomata, the process of photosynthesis, respiration and transpiration takes place. So that is the how plants means by means of stomata. So what are the steps involved in holozoic nutrition? That means in the process of digestion. So what are the steps? So there are different steps. What are the ingestion, digestion, absorption, ejection and assimilation? So these are the steps involved in the process of nutrition, holozoic nutrition. First one, ingestion. What is ingestion? Ingestion means taking enough food through the mouth. So here in the mouth, muscles, teeth are present, and there are certain glands are present. They are called as salivary glands. These salivary glands, three pairs of salivary glands, three on each side. That means parotid gland, submaxillary gland, sublingual gland. So these salivary glands produce saliva, and this saliva contains an enzyme called tyalin or salivary amylase. So that is ingestion, taking enough food. Next, digestion. Digestion means what happens? The complex food materials will get converted into simple substances. That means complex carbohydrates will get converted into glucose. Proteins will get converted into units of proteins. They are called amino acids. And fats will get converted into fatty acids and glycerol. These are the simple most substances. That is what is called digestion. Next one is absorption. What is absorption? Digested food material will get absorbed in the body in the small intestine. That process is called absorption. And ejection. Undigested food material will be sent out of the body. That process is called ejection. And assimilation. So the digested food material through the blood stream, it is supplied to all the cells, tissues and organs in the body, which are utilized for the process of respiration to generate energy and to synthesize new cells and new tissues, etc. in the body, growth and development. That process is called as assimilation. So in this way, so these are the steps involved in the process of nutrition: ingestion, digestion, absorption, ejection and assimilation. Okay, next thing, how many steps, that is what are the parts involved in the alimentary canal? What are the parts involved in the alimentary canal? Means you can say that is different parts, that is mouth, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these are the, so through which the food passes through, and in different parts the food gets digested: mouth, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these are the parts included in the alimentary canal. That is one thing. So the different steps, different parts. And next thing, what are the glands associated with the human alimentary canal? What are the glands associated with the human alimentary canal? Digestive glands. So they at different parts of digestive system, different glands are present. They help in the digestion. I have already told you, in the mouth salivary glands are present. These salivary glands produce saliva, and this saliva contains the enzyme which is called as tyalin. Tyalin, or it is also called as tyalin, or it is also called as salivary amylase. So it helps in the digestion of complex carbohydrates to dextrose. Next, it passes through a tube-like structure which is called as glucose. So this, it passes through a tube-like structure which is called as esophagus. Esophagus. Esophagus is a tube-like structure, and the walls of the esophagus are made up of circular muscles and longitudinal muscles. So these circular muscles and longitudinal muscles contract and relax continuously, producing wave-like movement, which is called as peristaltic movement. So this peristaltic movement helps in passing through the food material. So I told you already, in the mouth, the thiolin or salivary amylase helps in the digestion of carbohydrates. So the partially digested food in the mouth is called bolus. It is called as bolus. So this bolus passes through the esophagus, and the inner walls of the esophagus are lined with mucous membrane. So mucous membrane keeps the inner surface of the inner surface of the esophagus moist, and so the bolus easily passes through to and reaches the stomach easily. That means peristaltic movement helps in pushing the bolus forward, and mucous membrane, which is moist, helps in the easy movement of the bolus. Then the food reaches the stomach. So the stomach produces a juice which is called as gastric juice. Even the walls of the stomach are lined with mucous membrane. Why? Because HCl is produced. This HCl may damage the walls of the stomach. So that is why mucous membrane protects the walls of the stomach by the action of HCl. So the stomach produces a juice which is called as gastric juice. Gastric juice contains HCl and pepsin. So this HCl creates acidic medium which activates pepsin, and pepsin helps in acts on proteins and converts it into peptones. That means simpler substances. So, and in the stomach, the food will be for a few hours, 2.5 hours. Next, it passes through another part of the digestive system, that is duodenum. So, duodenum is the first part of the intestine, and in the duodenum, liver releases a juice which is called as bile juice. So this bile juice which is produced in the liver is temporarily stored in gallbladder and then enters into the duodenum. So bile juice does not contain any enzymes, but it helps in the emulsification of fats. That means fats will be converted into small droplets. That is called as emulsification of fats, which makes the further digestion of fats easy. And in the duodenum, another gland which is called as pancreas. Pancreas produces pancreatic juice. This pancreatic juice contains trypsin, amylase and lipase. Trypsin helps in the digestion of proteins, amylase helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, and lipase helps in the digestion of fats, emulsified fats into simpler substances, fatty acids. And next, the food enters into the, so here in the stomach, the partially digested food is called, it is called as a chyme. And next, in the duodenum, liver releases gastric juice, and next thing, pancreas produces pancreatic juice. So further digestion will take place in the duodenum. And in the small intestine is the longest tube in the digestive system. It extends about 7 to 9 meters in length, and it is in the coiled form. And this small intestine produces intestinal juice. So this intestinal juice completes the digestion of the food material. So in the small intestine, the food material is completely digested, and in the small intestine, small finger-like projections are present, which are called as villi. So these villi, villus is singular, and villi is plural. So these villi, they are richly supplied with blood vessels, and these villi will increase the area of absorption of digested food material, and the food is absorbed in the small intestine, and the undigested food passes through the large intestine. So in the large intestine, the extra amount of water is absorbed from the by the walls of the large intestine. Why? Because man is a terrestrial organism. He cannot afford to lose much water from his body. That is why extra amount of water is absorbed by the walls of the large intestine from the undigested food material. Then this undigested food material passes through the rectum and is eliminated out through anus. That process is called ejection, and the ejection of undigested food material is called excreta. Okay, in this way, the various glands are associated. That means the salivary glands here, and gastric juice here, and in duodenum bile juice and pancreatic juice, and in small intestine intestinal juice. Various glands are associated with the human alimentary canal. And next, what is the what is the other name for enzymes? Enzymes are called biological catalysts. What is a catalyst? Catalyst is a substance which accelerates, speeds up the chemical reaction that is taking place. So here the enzymes, they help in quick digestion fast digestion of the food materials. That is why enzymes are called biological catalysts. So in this way, you can see various questions. That means again I am repeating, the answer should be according to the number of marks it is allotted. That means for any definition, you have to give an example. It is a must. Autotrophic type of nutrition. Example, heterotrophic type of nutrition. Again, herbivores, carnivores, saprophytic. In the same way, parasitic, external parasites, internal parasites. You have to give example. And gaseous section. What is transpiration? Maybe ask. Transpiration is a process which takes place through stomata, where water escapes in the form of vapor from the stomata. That is transpiration. And exchange of gases. So where the stomata are present in the lower epidermis of the leaf. That is that. So what are the steps involved? Means 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, ejection, and assimilation. These are the steps involved in the process of nutrition. What are the parts included in the alimentary canal? Means mouth, esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So these are the parts. And how many steps are involved in the process of nutrition? That is okay. And what are the glands associated with the human alimentary canal? That means various glands: salivary glands, gastric juice here, what is it, duodenum, pancreatic juice, bile juice, and intestinal juice. These are the glands associated. What is the other name of enzymes? That means they are called biological catalysts. Okay. So that is so. So the question is repeated. What are the steps involved in halogenic nutrition? How many steps are involved in the process of nutrition? The question is same. It may be asked in a different ways. Okay. What are the steps? Means these are the 5 steps. For this, what are the steps? And how many steps are involved in that? So 5 steps are involved in the process of nutrition. What are the steps? Means you have to answer it. Okay, so that means you have to answer the question depending upon its marks. That means if it is given for 4 marks question, you have to give in an elaborated manner. Okay, so hope you have understood. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, thank you.